Hey everyone, welcome back to Get Couged. My name is Mitch Cougar, and this is my darling older brother, Josh. Welcome.
Thank you.
Alright, he was our competition winner a little while ago, and we finally established a movie that we both wanted to see together and would like to review together. And now you know exactly what time it is. It's time for Cougz Reviewz! Alrighty, so we went and saw Spider-Man. Is it Into or Enter the Universe? I always forget.
Into.
It's Into the Universe. So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And it is, I guess you could just call it a different take on the Spider-Man story. Not a lot of people are familiar with it, like myself going into it. And yeah, we went and saw that a little while ago. And we are going to discuss pros and cons, or what we enjoyed and what we didn't enjoy about the movie. So we will start with you, Josh. What did you like about the movie?
I really enjoyed the different Spider-Men and Spider-Women and Spider-Ham. When they were brought into the Miles Morales' Spider-Verse, their animations were the same. So they didn't just get brought into the Spider-Verse and they were exactly the same. They all had their little takes, where Spider-Ham was quite cartoony. Spider-Man Noir was like a little black and white. So that's what I really enjoyed. The animation throughout the entire movie was brilliant. Just like with the little glitches and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like
Keeping them separate animations throughout them keeps them separate,
Yep.
even though they're all in the same place, which I agree. For those of you who aren't really aware of what we're talking about, it's about Miles Morales, and it's not the Spider-Man you know. It's him as Spider-Man in an alternate universe, you could kind of say. And this movie sees a bunch of different Spider-Men, Spider-People, persons coming together for an unknown reason, and you find that out if you watch the movie. Something I liked about the movie was the storyline. I thought it was really, really interesting. Obviously, we just talked about what happens, but the fact that it is about a completely different Spider-Man to what you're used to, it just feels fresh, you know, and it was fresh. It was really cool. He was a lot younger than what we're used to seeing, especially in, you know, the Amazing Spider-Man and the original life ones with Tobey Maguire and stuff like that. You know, it's not something we've seen before, and it made it so much cooler to watch, you know. And the story was really, really interesting to watch the whole time. It actually felt longer than what I think it was, but it didn't feel long at the same time. I don't know, it was weird. For an animated movie, it seemed really, really long, but at no point did I go, this is taking too long.
Yeah.
So no, the storyline was really, really interesting to watch, and I was never bored. You know, sometimes I find myself getting bored with stuff in movies if it's like repetitive, but it was really, really good. What else did you like about it?
So, really like the characters. The reimagining and the retake in the new Spider-Man was great. Being a big Spider-Man fan, I really enjoyed it, and I probably would. Maybe we'll go see it again, because I enjoyed it so much. So the humor of it, like it's a movie that you can that we went as adults and enjoyed. You can take kids, probably not real young kids, because there's.
It got a bit brutal.
Yeah,
a lot brutal,
but
but yeah, it was intense at some point.
Just the complete animation of it is just what I really enjoyed.
No, what I liked about it was the fact that it was really unexpected.
Yes.
Because it's so different to what we're used to. We're used to like Peter Parker being Spider-Man, you know, Peter Parker, and then Uncle Ben dies, and then, you know, he gets bit by a spider and all this stuff. Like, you know the story. You don't know this story. You don't know it. It's so different. It's the same, but it's not the same. Like, it has the same components to it all, but it's completely done. It's done in a different way that makes it seem like a completely different movie. I don't know I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
and it makes fun of the older ones.
That was a really good part.
So there's like
when he was doing like the walk, and he was like, "We don't talk about that." Like
the Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man 3.
You don't want to say this is a sequel, but the fact that they talk about these original films that they've made with Tobey Maguire, and they incorporate it into this movie, it is, but it isn't, and you can tell that it's an alternate universe at the same time. It's really, really cool. I was very, very blown away by how different they made it.
And the different villains.
Oh, the different villains, yeah. That, again, one of my favorite parts about the movie is it was so unexpected. Things happen and you just go,
Shook. Yeah.
Shook. Oh my god, wig. If I had a wig, I'd snatch it. But yeah. Cons. Did you have anything you didn't like about it?
It's not a lot off the top of my head I can really nitpick.
I agree.
Because it's just, I really enjoyed the movie. Like, being a fan, I enjoyed it, and I really loved the story that it told. They were true to the comics, and I was even quite shook at times, not expecting a few
I
things.
want to interject. Those of you who don't know who Spider-Ham is, it is not Spider-Pig from The Simpsons. He actually has his own comic. People have been talking to me like, didn't they do that in The Simpsons? Like, no, it's completely different. Spider-Ham, Peter Porker is his own character. He actually has comics, so don't go thinking otherwise. A con for me, if I had to nitpick, was I didn't get enough of these extra Spider-Men, Spider people. There were like 6 different Spider-Men that they incorporated into the movie itself, roughly, but it took so long to get to them that they didn't get a lot. We had great backstories for all of them, and you understood it. They went through it quickly, so you didn't have to like take forever to learn who they were. But then we didn't get to see enough of them. Like you got a little bit of them at the end, but I was like, there was this chunk of the movie like,
where's the teamwork?
Yeah, like this much of the movie, I was kind of like, come on, like, so they were a little too far in the background for me. But you know, this movie is about Miles Morales, not them technically. But I don't know. Coming from the trailer, it's about them being in there. The trailer doesn't give away anything about how incredible the movie is. So that's the only con I have. I think the advertising for the movie does not do it justice by any means, which could be good, but I don't know. That's probably just me nitpicking a little bit.
Yeah, I watched the trailer and I was pretty impartial to it. I was just like, yeah, I reckon I'll enjoy it. So I went in there with an open mind and really enjoyed it.
Agreed. I was like exactly the same. So let's give it some star ratings. For me, actually, we'll go you first. What out of 5 stars do you give Spider-Man
because it
Into the Spider-Verse?
Reached everything I wanted out of the movie, I'm going to give it 5.
Yeah. Fair enough. Cool. I will be giving it 4.5 stars. It's definitely a 5-star movie. Like, I think it is amazing, unfaultable, one of the best animated movies I've seen all year in terms of storyline, you know, broad.
It's amazing because of amazing stuff.
No, I didn't say that. 4.5 stars. The only reason I'm not giving it 5 is because it was so underplayed, people may not want to go and see it. You know, it was in my Cougz Review polls twice and it didn't win because it's been so underplayed. Do you know what I mean? But I'm really glad I went and saw it. I'm really glad you asked me to go and see it because it really was fantastic. So I think it's a 5-star movie, but for you, the audience, I'm going to say 4.5 stars because you chose not to see it. But we're telling you to go and see it. Go and see it. It's really, really good. I'm sure it'll be in cinemas all school holidays because it is technically a kids' movie, but adults will find it really, really good. So yeah, thank you for joining me in this special edition of Cougz Reviewz. Josh?
Thank you for the hat.
Oh yes, he won a hat as part of his competition win, and we will be doing another competition very, very soon. For those of you who liked and shared the post and tagged friends, I just haven't had time to do it because I have had some drama in my life the past couple of days. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe to all of my social medias. Get Cougar on Facebook, Mitch Cougar, one word for my Snapchat, and Cougz Reviewz with Z's for my Instagram. And all these videos should be uploaded to YouTube very, very soon. Now, you guys have a happy new year, and we will see you next year, of course. All right. Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, where's my stop button? Oh. Blah, 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 blah. It's time for Cougz Reviewz!